What's up, my Fina love? Sisters Fina D coming to you all from Vina Tima News. Kenya Moore did an interview earlier with a website and a blog page called The Jasmine Brand. Now, just think about it as Kenya going on the Wendy Williams show, right? Wendy hit below the belt. She's very nasty towards Kenya, but Kenya is aware this is work. Wendy's doing her job. I'm not going to stop a platform from promoting me or me promoting my brand. So I'm still going to go. She's a businesswoman. Because if you are on Instagram and you are someone who support Kenya Moore on Instagram, then you are aware that the Jasmine Brand, sometimes people do feel like what they post about Kenya is biased, like not wishing her a happy birthday, not posting things that show her in a flattering way or light, but posting every single story that's dramatic and is going to lead to people dragging Kenya in the comments. So when Kenya announced that she was going to be on their platform, you had some of her supporters saying, why is she going over there? Are you serious? But at the end of the day, she's a businesswoman. She's thinking business first. She's not taking it personal. These people have blog pages. They want to shade me. Do your thing. Go ahead. I'm not on social media reading the comments. I'm at Moore Manor, being with Brooklyn, minding my business, getting these checks, okay? So I'm still going to go on the platform and talk about the show, but also promote myself in the process. Now, before we start the Instagram Live, when you are screen recording, all the comments are on the screen. There's not a way to remove the comments if you are screen recording in someone else's Instagram Live. Now, if the person who did the Instagram Live post that video to their Instagram, then you get a clear picture and all the comments and everything go away. But the Jasmine Brand is going to pick and choose places of the interview that they feel will bring more clicks and views, and they will post that. So for now, while they go through the interview and edit the parts that they want to post, that Instagram Live was not saved, to their page. So you will be seeing the comments covering Kenya Moore's face. I apologize for that. Yes, what she looked like before the interview, beautiful, makeup popping, hair on point, all of that. But during the interview, her face will be covered mostly with the comments. I know some of the comments are nasty. I just couldn't remove them. So just get used to it. People drag Kenya, shade her all the time, but just listen to what she have to say and enjoy the interview.
Didn't think that it was going to be, it was like, okay, if this guy is going to really show his penis, he's not going to do that on camera.
Right.
Like, okay, if he's going to give someone a lap dance, he's not going to do that on camera. So, mind you, it was really just us having additional fun, but not to the extent that it became, a champagne room kind of situation.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, I think one of your arguments has been that if you were in the room with Bolo 6 or 7 in the morning and one of the ladies caught you or heard you, then the situation will probably be the same. Am I right in that?
Probably. It's like, absolutely. Come on, they were dragging me over crab cakes, which they should know by now. And like you said, you're breaking the fourth wall. I'm not responsible for cast food. It's just, we had, we give them a list. We provided food. The refrigerator was full. Right. And if they don't have us a meal at 5 o'clock, you're kind of like on your own. So yeah, I ordered some food for myself. So they do things to try to make me look like a bad guy. And when I say they, I mean the cast, because they know good and well I'm not responsible for feeding them. So that's
okay.
Go on.
Okay, so I thought whoever planned the trip was responsible, for everything, but logistics and stuff like that. Okay.
No.
Okay.
So that's a good point also. So what they do is they appoint someone who is their trip. For me, it was, okay, we're going to go to this designated place. Now, we get a lot of input in terms of we get to choose the house a lot of times in conjunction with production. We get to choose a lot of the activities and fun things to do. And so that's when I called in Candy to say, hey, Candy, can you do Cynthia's bachelorette party? But when it comes down to me choosing a bus or me choosing, transportation and things like that, That's not up to me. I'm sorry I'm breaking the fourth wall, but that is not up to me. The only reason I'm even talking about it is because they try to make it appear as though this is somehow my fault that they are on a bus with no, air. Things like that, which is unfair.
So then how did you get on the plane and they got on the bus?
Because I paid for my plane.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Without going into too much detail, I chartered my own plane because I had to bring not only myself, but my nanny, my child. And so that was already 3 people. And It just made more sense for me to charter a flight versus to get on a bus when she wasn't even able to be around the cast anyway.
Okay. This was a big a topic of conversation last night. Do you think you broke girl code?
Well, no, I don't think I broke girl code because that implies that I am somehow snitching on my friends, and we already know who the people are involved. And Portia clearly said, I'm not her friend. So there's no girl code if I'm not your girl.
Okay. Well, this leads me to my next question. If it was Cynthia that you heard with Bolo, or if it was Kandi, would your reaction have been the same? Would you still have investigated? I'm not saying Kandi or Cynthia would have done this, but I'm just asking if you heard Cynthia or you heard Kandi or someone that you were close with, would you still, your approach been the same?
Well, absolutely not. I mean, come on, I'm being honest, and I've only been honest on this show. If they were doing something inappropriate, we would have chatted about it. We would have had conversations about it, but it would not have been on camera. But at the same time, my girlfriends they just wouldn't engage in that kind of behavior. Kandi is the queen of all things freak nasty.
She is.
And she owns it, and I love her for it because she is living her life out loud, regardless of who may judge her or who may not. She does not care, and that is why I'm a writer for her. She orchestrated the entire night, yet she did not engage in any of that behavior because, number one, she's married, and whatever their rules are, she definitely honors her husband. Some of those girls and what they were doing, I would not want. It was a real freak show, and some had rings on, so it was not appropriate behavior for women. Even if the cameras were off, you should know not to engage in that kind of behavior if you're married.
Well, that's, everyone has different. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Or if you're engaged.
So you think that some of their behavior was inappropriate if you're in a relationship, period, or engaged or married?
Yeah, I mean, when you're getting banged out by a stripper, I think that's pretty inappropriate.
But okay, hold on. When you say banged out, what do you mean? Do you mean like groping and like with clothes on, or you mean like?
Oh, come on! You need to watch that episode again because when certain people were talking about what they were doing, and then you could see through the outside window, that outside camera was showing them, bouncing up and down. They weren't bouncing up and down on the air. It was on someone else's body. There was so much contact and so much, it was shocking to me. It was actually shocking.
Okay.
I know, listen, my husband and I are having issues. I think everyone knows that. I would never put myself in a position where I'm letting a stripper bang his hard penis against my body like we were actually having sex. And that is a lot of what I saw.
Okay. LaToya said that you were making Fun Night a problem. What's your response to that?
I mean, she has a right to her opinion. I think a lot of the things that she didn't want people to know. So that is where all of this angst against me comes from, is because they wanted to take the party to another level. And listen, I'm going to protect my girl as much as I can, but they didn't want their business out. And if they didn't want their business out, I just feel like, well, then don't do it on a reality TV show where there are still cameras recording you. Even if it's not video, there's sound. And like you saw, there were cameras outside that caught them.
I guess overall, what was your issue with what you saw or their behavior, or mainly speaking about like Portia, Tanya, I guess LaToya, Drew? What was your issue with it?
Okay, listen, if they want to call me an auntie, I'm going to go ahead and be their auntie, okay?
Okay, auntie.
Go ahead and take that title and run with it, honey. Because if they were, imagine if they had brought their children, okay? Would they still have done the things that they were doing if their children were there? And I just think it's kind of duplicitous behavior for them to cry that their children aren't on a trip, but yet if your child was there, would you have been in a room with Bolo? You know what I mean? Like, would you have been doing all of the things that you were doing and engaging with various people if your child was there? So it's almost like, my grandmother used to always say, you have to behave in a way that's consistent if you are being watched in the public or behind closed doors. So,
okay.
Listen, a grown woman can do whatever a grown woman wants to do. Let's be clear about that. I'm not trying to judge people for what they're doing, but at the same time, don't lie on me. Okay, so don't talk about I'm lying and calling me all kind of names and coming after me, trying to play a victim and things like that when it's clear what happened. You can tell me, you know what, it's none of your business. You can say, I had fun, that was the end of it. But when you cross that line, when you're saying that what I'm saying is a lie and what other people saw and heard are lies, then that's what I have a problem with. Don't call me a liar. I did not lie on you. If you want to make it be about that, that's your Olivia Poping the situation. But it is what it is. And that is, that's all I really have to say about it.
Okay. Let's talk about your conversation with Latoya that you had last night. You said you had a crush on Latoya. That's her one. I was like, oh, that's cute. And also I wanted to ask, were you a little jealous of her kissing Portia?
I wasn't jealous because I don't want her like that. She's my girlfriend. I think what I had the problem with is her behavior because I think, I move a certain way. Okay. And I have people in your circle and that I trust. I've said to her many things about my family, about my child, about my situation. And so I'm allowing her to be privy to really personal information. And I feel like she should have that in a lockbox, and protect everything that I'm telling her because she's my friend, or at least a brother. And when I saw her behaving that way, it really honestly just turned me off because it wasn't just Portia. It was a lot of other people. She actually kissed Drew that night too. They were making out.
Okay. Oh.
So it wasn't just that. It's just like, okay, you're over here, then you're over here, then you're over here. The entire scene turned me off. So it wasn't just about one person. And further, I believe that when we were at dinner and the girls were attacking me and I was really trying to really show my heart and to tell them what I've been through because I'm very guarded. People know that. And this is the reason why I'm guarded because they want to make me feel as though my feelings are not valid or my issues are not valid. And, whatever, she's going to give you a sob story. But I'm actually sitting here telling you the difficulties that I've been living through. And I don't usually do that to people that I know don't really care for me. And when that happened, she didn't say a word. She didn't speak up for me. She didn't say, hey, this is, you guys don't know. Why are you guys coming at her like that? Give her a chance. Let her talk. It was crickets. So that's really, for me, what made it worse. That plus this, it just all added up to be like, that's not really you being a great friend.
Okay, you expected her sort of to defend you.
Of course. I mean, I think that's what any friend would do. And she didn't have a dog in the fight, really.
Right.
So she wasn't able to necessarily bring her children. But people know that I'm going through a divorce, so it's very difficult for me right now. And I don't have a village. And I don't have... don't be fake with me. Don't want to be my friend. Don't say that you're not my friend in one instance, and then when you get yourself in a precarious situation, somehow now all of a sudden it's girl code. It's just it doesn't make any sense. It's a contradiction. It does not make any sense.
Okay. Can we talk about Bolo for a second? I think you were the only one that was not impressed by his package. I'm a viewer. I was watching. They blurred a lot. They blurred a lot, you know, so we couldn't really.
A lot.
So it was really that big?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're naked pictures of him on the internet, so I mean, I'm sure you can find out. But yeah, he's very well, you know, he's endowed for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, an anomaly for
How much money do you think he made that night?
Well, he at least made $4,000 in tips, and then I'm sure Candy is very generous, so I'm sure not at all, not one time, not with Portia, not with anyone else, not one time, no.
And I feel like I know the answer to this question, but do you feel guilty? Do you feel guilty at all that, you know, because I feel like, I don't know this to be true, but I feel like Tanya's relationship may have caused the issue in her relationship after this whole fiasco. Do you feel guilty at all? Like I may have exposed her accidentally, or do you feel any?
Well, she exposed herself. I mean, she put herself in that room. I never said her name. So That's one. Two, she's grown. Okay. And decisions that she makes, she has to live with her decisions. Okay. She made it a point that I wasn't her friend or, you know, the same as Portia. So no, I don't. And number three, I would not want, you know, any relationship to suffer from what other people do, but then you have to consider that before you know, do the behavior that you are involved in. You have to consider that before. And you can't blame someone else for your actions. Period, point blank. You can't. And for
fourth of all, okay.
You don't know what kind of relationship they have or what they're into or what they like. That might be something that's acceptable for them. She said on the bus that, you know, kind of alluded to they've had threesomes before and things like that. And to be quite honest, I don't know what Tanya did in that room. I can't say that she engaged with the stripper. I know she was in that room because she told us she was in the room. And I know how long they were in the room. And I know what was heard in the room for the length of time. So that being said, you know, I can't testify to that.
Okay, you can't testify to that. I would love to talk about this stripper thing all night, but I want to talk about you and Marlo kind of making him. Oh no, actually, I did have one. Have you ever kissed a girl before?
I have, not like personally, but like in movies. I did a movie called Twa produced by Will Packer.
Yes.
So there was a lady there, and then I produced another film with Boris Kojo and David Banner called The Confidant, and I kissed a girl in that movie, and I would say that was the only, you know, 2 times that I have. And it was a nice kiss. You know, I was like, okay, this is different, you know.
Okay, moving on. So you and Marlo sort of made up and came to an agreement on last night's episode. Are you guys, is that going to continue? Are you hesitant now? Like, where are you in terms of your friendship or relationship with Marlo?
You know what? I have always liked Marlo. I think I understand her on a different level than a lot of people. I know her triggers are. And unfortunately, it was not cool what she said. She did cross lines, and she continued to berate me with insults consistently after she was the cause of us falling out. However, in her opinion, she wasn't the cause. It was because I didn't invite her to my housewarming party, and I invited her enemy at the time, which was, you know, a former cast member. Mm-hmm. So I know that we were close enough. She's visited me in LA in my home. We would go out to eat together. We would talk on the phone. Like, she was a cool friend to me. And I think through her pain, she lashed out and hit me below the belt. And unfortunately, it was just such a low blow that I was like, I can't, that's just so unkind and inhuman that I can't be your friend. Like, you don't know when to stop. So to answer your question now, we are in a great place because now we're just tired of fighting each other because we actually really do like each other, but we just hurt each other to the point where it was a point of no return. Am I a forgiving person? Yes, because she wanted me to accept her apology, and she was very genuine with me, I thought. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance, but I'm going to pay attention more to your actions than your words. And that's how I am with everyone. It's not about what you say to me anymore. It's about what you actually do.
Kenya talked about her marriage, and she also responded to what Portia said on the after show about her appearance. But I'm going to do 2 separate videos on those topics because I have a lot to say. Also, this interview belongs to the Jasmine brand. It was on Instagram Live. It was free. There's no copyrights. However, the Jasmine brand have every right to be like, I don't want Venatimia News to have my content on her channel, okay? So if I don't get no alerts or a copyright strike or YouTube, contact me, this interview will stay up. But if the Jasmine brand is like, she took my interview and then she have ads in it and all of that, and the video disappeared, then that's what happened. I'm going to end it here. Kenya is always eloquent in her interviews. She's very intelligent. She looked beautiful. But I would save the rest of my commentary for my review and also for the other parts that I have coming. I'm wishing all of you well and take care.
The end of here, my Fina loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.